Welcome to Colombia! After our visit to Caquetá, we left Florencia towards Mocoa, the capital city of the department of Putumayo. Putumayo is located in a geographical area with high biodiversity due to the transition from the Andean foothills to the Amazon plain. The department has 5,867 species, including birds, mammals, freshwater fish, plants, and lichens, as well as many waterfalls and pristine forests. It is a natural paradise with a lot of potential for ecotourism in Colombia. On this trip, our ally Juan Pablo Ramirez, manager of Putumayo Ecotourism, received us at the Hotel Dantayaco. And in the following days, he showed us the best of Putumayo. Today we're going to show you everything we're exploring in Putumayo and also the end of the world. At the door, son, this is the end. We were invited by the Posada Dantayaco by Juan Pablo. This is his hotel, and again we found a Colombian with a vision. If you will ever come to Putumayo, this is just a hotel to stay. From outside it looks very normal, but you go into the rooms and you have a terrace viewing over the river and just hearing that sound, and it's beautiful made details, and he's a real entrepreneur, and I just love his hotel. And it's a great place. Actually, it's close to Mocoa. It's like a 20 minutes drive. And what can you do? You have the waterfall, the end of the world, which is awesome. We're going to go there this afternoon. Then you have different bird watching spots in the region. For example, Mannequin, which is one of the most important bird watching companies here in Colombia. Hi, Luis. They're coming here, and yeah, we're going to explore the area in those 3 days. We are going to stay here and tell you everything about it. It's also one of those remote departments that there are people still expecting to be unsafe because of the guerrilla and the FARC and all this, but no, you can move around freely. And tourism, we had a great discussion with Juan Pablo yesterday. Tourism is developing of a really small scale. And they had discussions with the government and the mayor and all those guys, and they had no clue about tourism, and they didn't even have them on their charter, because tourism, it doesn't go into their pockets. No, oil goes into their pockets, and mining and whatever, but tourism goes into the pockets of people having the hotels, drivers, guides, chefs, like all the local providers. So the money from sustainable tourism is distributed within all those people who are actually doing the work, which is great. So you see, government and tourism, it's still a little bit oh wow, there's a monkey right outside there. So that's awesome. You come to Juan Pablo's hotel, you sit in your chair in your fantastic room, and the monkeys are just climbing the trees like 5 meters from me. That's awesome! Yeah! But before we go and explore the rest of the area, I will show you my room. And don't forget, if you like the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and come to Colombia. Most important, come here. It's a great country. It's awesome. We'll show you that. has about 1,013 bird species, which is equivalent to 52% of the total birds registered in Colombia, making it one of the top places for all bird lovers. In this trip, we visited one of the most recommended places for this activity, El Escondite Nature Reserve. This morning we came to La Reserva Natural, natural reserve El Escondite. Here we have 280 registered birds. So this morning we did some birding. We didn't see 280, but maybe 279. It was not the best birding day, but it's a nice place, and you have a nice house. They also offer rooms. It's more like hostel style, without private bathroom, but they have very nice hammocks outside. You can have food and it's a basic offering. It's good, and maybe in the future he will construct something else, expand the offer. But right now it's for people who want to get really early up and go for the birds at 6 o'clock. You can stay here. They give you food. It's an okay place. Formerly it was all cattle all over the place. But Hernando, the owner, he decided he want to give this place back to nature. So everything is growing like wild everywhere. Birds are coming back, and it's one of the top 5 places here around for birding. Afternoon, back in Mocoa, we watched the birds and primates that came to the edible gardens of the Hotel Dantayaco. The next day we headed towards the end of the World Waterfall, a complex of waterfalls ending in a 75-meter high waterfall surrounded by an unspoiled landscape that connects visitors with nature. The End of the World Waterfall is managed by a corporation of farmers, owners of properties around it, who look after community and sustainable tourism. We spent the night at one of the farmers' houses. We stayed the night on the top of the hill, and that's actually a very good plan. You can get here when passing the first pool before going down the wooden stairs to the second pool. And the little waterfall, you take a right and you go all the way up to the top of the mountain. There you have a house, you have electricity, they offer food, they have rooms. I mean, it's all basic, but they have single rooms which are amazingly good for up here. And that's what we did. And for people who don't have huge expectation for having a hotel room with air conditioning, hot water and everything, it's actually great to stay up here because you can get up very early and do what we did. So we went to find some very important birds for the regions, very small toucans. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. Actually, we didn't find many birds at all
because the weather is quite cloudy and it's almost raining, so it's still a little dark and birds are not coming out. Otherwise, it would have been much better. So later we are going to the end of the world, the big waterfall, which is very famous, regional, but of course not on a national level. Also internationally, nobody knows what the end of the world is here. Yeah, if you plan to come here, this is a really good alternative plan to come up here, stay the night, and we'll show you a little bit how it looks like.
The next morning we got up very early to watch birds around the house. We found some specialities of the Amazon and the Andean foothills, such as the new record for the area, the western striolated puffbird and the Amazonian umbrella bird. On our return from the end of the world, a chaga or ayahuasca experience was waiting for us at the Dantayaco Hotel, prepared by our host Juan. Putumayo is an indigenous region and the tradition of chaga consumption is very strong in Putumayo. According to the indigenous ancestors, is the king of all medicinal plants. Chaga is prepared with the combination of the vine and chacopanga leaves. The vine cleanses the body like a purgative, and the leaves cleanse the soul in the ceremonies. Hallucinations happen thanks to DMT, a substance that reaches the brain and connects us with the universe from our being. The Chaga ceremony is recommended to be performed with a tribal doctor who is aware of the proper use of this ancient medicine. The intake is not mandatory and the plant can be used externally to clean the aura of people and places.
Suma derecho música, suma derecho canto punaba, suma canta y vida, mañana estadio seitata, tu manda. Salud cielo, salud y vida, suma fortalecimiento, cuerpo, alma, vientre, órgano, suma sentimiento, memoria, suma despejamiento, alumbramiento, luz divina, bañarilla, vida, jaja. Usa, yari,
Once our experience in Mocoa was over, we headed to Nariño, passing through the Trampoline of Death. This is a road located in the middle of high mountains, with very narrow sections where only one single vehicle can pass. It has falls of more than 300 meters. When it rains, it is impossible to cross, and it also has landslides all the time. The road is short but intense, and it is probably the most dangerous road in Colombia. These almost 80 kilometers of unpaved terror were built in the early 1930s, during the war between Peru and Colombia. The fact that it is an unpaved and extremely narrow road does not prevent heavy vehicles from traveling on it, although it should be prohibited. So imagine what can happen when a trailer and the bus cross each other on the road.